12 diabetes symptoms you never thought about. Might sound like one of those clickbait lines you scroll past on social media, but honestly, diabetes can hit you with some weird stuff that people rarely talk about. Everybody knows the classic things like feeling tired, craving sugar, or peeing a lot, but there's a whole world of sneaky signs your body throws out when high blood sugar starts messing with your system. And the wild part? Most folks don't even connect these symptoms to insulin resistance or anything close. To type 2 diabetes, they just chalk it up to stress, work, bad sleep, or simply getting older, when actually, their body is quietly waving red flags like, yo, check your blood sugar levels before things get real messy. When you look at the bigger picture, you start to realize how the body tries to warn you long before you land in full-blown prediabetes or cross that line into something worse. One of the symptoms most people don't even think twice about is weird skin changes that show up in random spots. You might notice dark, velvety patches on your neck, underarms, or around your groin. Some folks just assume it's dirt, friction, or a little pigmentation, but nah. Your body is basically telling you that insulin resistance is kicking in. That patchy skin is called acanthosis nigricans, and it's one of those under-the-radar diabetes symptoms that feels harmless at first, but actually screams, time to get your blood sugar checked ASAP. A lot of people ignore it because it doesn't hurt, doesn't itch, and isn't ugly enough to freak them out. But when your skin starts going dark out of nowhere, something's definitely cooking in the background. Another symptom people never link to diabetes is nonstop hunger even after you crush a full meal. Like you just ate a whole plate. You know you should be stuffed, but your stomach is out here acting like it never met food in its life. That's because when blood sugar levels spike, insulin malfunctions and cells stop absorbing glucose properly. Basically, your body is drowning in sugar, but your cells feel like they're starving. So they tell your brain, hey bro, we need more fuel. And you end up raiding the kitchen like it's 3 a.m. and you're in a college dorm. This weird, relentless hunger hits a lot of people in early stages of diabetes, but most assume it's just cravings or boredom eating. Nope. It's one of those early signs of diabetes that doesn't get enough attention. A really surprising symptom is blurry vision that comes and goes like your eyesight decides to take little coffee breaks throughout the day. Most people instantly jump to needing glasses or blame screen time. But high blood sugar can literally change the shape of the fluid in your eyes within hours. That fluid shifts, swells, and shrinks depending on your glucose levels, so your sight gets all fuzzy and unreliable. And the scariest part? This happens way before permanent damage kicks in. It's like your eyes are giving you mini previews of what could happen long-term if you let diabetes run the show. Then there's the constant exhaustion that slaps you out of nowhere, even after a full night of sleep. Not regular tired, like knocked out, dragging your body through the day kind of fatigue. When you've got type 2 diabetes brewing, your body isn't converting food into energy properly, and your cells feel drained 24/7. People usually blame burnout, work pressure, or life in general, but this deep fatigue is sometimes your body whispering, we've got glucose issues. It's alarming how many people walk around thinking they're just lazy or overworked, when their metabolism is actually wrestling with insulin problems. And a symptom that really catches people off guard is frequent yeast infections or funky skin, infections that keep coming back like annoying sequels to a movie nobody asked for. Yeast absolutely thrives on sugar, and when your blood sugar levels are running high, it's like you've turned your body into a buffet. Women especially see repeat infections and assume it's hygiene or hormones, but in many cases, diabetes is in the shadows fueling the whole situation. And it doesn't stop at yeast. Slow-healing cuts, random rashes, recurring fungal issues under the nails. These are all red flags that often get ignored for way too long. Another overlooked sign is tingling, numbness, or weird burning sensations in your hands or feet. Most people think it's poor posture, vitamin deficiency, or sleeping in a weird position, but this can be diabetic neuropathy creeping in early. Damage to nerves doesn't wait until late-stage diabetes. It can start even when you're just flirting with symptoms. What's wild is that this numbness can feel so mild at first that people brush it off completely. But nerves are super sensitive, and high glucose messes with them quickly. When your body starts dropping hints through random pins and needles sensations, it's smart to pay attention. You know what else people never connect with diabetes? Mood swings and irritability. When your sugar skyrockets or crashes, your brain reacts instantly because it runs on glucose. High sugar can make you foggy, cranky, and straight up annoyed by everything around you, while low sugar can make you shaky, anxious, or emotional for no reason. Many folks blame it on stress or personal situations, but mood changes tied to high blood sugar are super common and barely discussed. It's like your mind goes into defense mode every time your glucose jumps around. And honestly, it's one of the most underrated early signs of diabetes. Thirst is another one. Not regular thirst like you're chugging water nonstop and still feeling like you swallowed a desert. You drink a bottle, 2 bottles, 10 glasses, and your mouth still feels dry. This happens because high glucose pulls water out of your tissues, making you dehydrated from the inside. And then you start peeing like crazy. Frequent urination becomes your new hobby. Most people blame hot weather or extra water intake, but the truth is, your kidneys are working overtime trying to flush out excess sugar. It's one big cycle. High sugar makes you thirsty. Drinking more makes you pee more. And the whole thing keeps looping. Another sneaky diabetes symptom is unexplained weight loss, especially when you're not trying to get slimmer. When your cells can't access glucose for fuel, your body starts burning fat and muscle instead. People look in the mirror and think, wow, I guess my metabolism finally woke up. But nope, your system is struggling to find energy sources because sugar can't get inside your cells. Weight loss seems like a blessing to some, but when it comes out of nowhere, it's usually a warning, not a win. Here's one people barely mention: frequent headaches. When your glucose levels bounce around, your brain feels the impact instantly. That pressure, tightness, or dull ache behind your eyes isn't always dehydration or stress. It's sometimes your body reacting to unstable sugar levels. The worst part is these headaches can hit multiple times a day, and most people never think to connect them with anything metabolic. Then we've got the bathroom-related sign: nobody likes to talk about digestive issues. When nerves in your gut start feeling the effects of early diabetes, you might get constipation, diarrhea, bloating, or weird stomach discomfort. People think it's food intolerance or something they ate, but nerve damage can start messing with digestion long before someone gets an official diabetes diagnosis. Your gut is super sensitive to glucose changes, and when insulin isn't doing its job, your digestion starts sending SOS signals. Another shocker is decreased libido or random hormonal imbalance. High blood sugar affects blood flow and nerves, and it messes with hormones in both men and women. Most people blame stress, aging, or relationship vibes, but if your energy feels low and your desire drops without reason, diabetes might be part of the picture. This is one of those symptoms nobody wants to talk about, but it's more common than people think. And finally, we hit the one that surprises almost everyone: irritability and brain fog. When your glucose jumps around, your mental clarity drops. You lose focus, forget things, misplace stuff, or feel mentally slow, and people assume it's lack of sleep or too much screen time. But your brain absolutely hates unstable sugar, and it responds fast. These subtle cognitive shifts can be early whispers of a bigger problem developing. When all of these symptoms start popping up, they seem random and totally unrelated. But when you zoom out, you see a pattern forming. Your body is struggling,